Okay, so this is Hound Dog Steve coming to you on the 2nd of May. And here is my makeshift workbench, a couple of sawhorses and some boards, very handy. And as you can see, the greenhouse is just about done. I got the ends on and painted, and all I have to do is now pull the plastic over the top. But I'm quite pleased with this. It's a nice sturdy construction, and I think it'll bear the weight, well, not the weight, but the pressure of the wind blowing against the plastic. I guess my biggest concern would be hail or something like that. Anyway, she's ready to go. That's the final thing, as I say, putting the plastic on. Now these beds I prepared last year, and I don't know if you remember, but I buried hay underneath these two end ones, and I'm going to be doing that with these two lower ones. But my worm composted horse manure arrived today, and so I'm making full use of that and starting to get these beds worked up over here. Wow, I love this time of year, and you know, it has really changed so incredibly quickly. We have gone basically from 2 weeks ago, we had an ice storm and about 6 or 8 inches snow came down and lasted for 2 or 3 days. And now it's about 26, 25 degrees during the daytime, sunny. Of course it's clouding over now, we've got a couple of days of rain coming, but still it has suddenly increased in temperature. And what I'm concerned about is that what's going to happen is that we're going to get some cold days in the end of May, because the frost date here is June the 5th. We're in zone 5, I believe it is. And so yeah, I've seen killing frosts on June the 5th, and with the grand solar minimum upon us, you can expect absolutely anything. And that would be, well, we had this happen a few years ago where all of a sudden everything just burst out into bud. It was hot. We had about 3 or 4 weeks in the first part of April, and it was unbelievable. It was like 26 degrees or something. Anyway, the blossoms came out on the fruit trees, and then we had 10 killing frosts after that, from May 7th to May 29th. And as you can see, the lilacs are all budding out here, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Anyway, I've got a little bit of repair work to be done here. As you can see, these boards are coming loose, and this bed here definitely is going to be replaced this year. And these 4 beds here, you know, I saw an idea on YouTube. Brilliant place to find ideas, and what this guy had done, had got those huge round containers that farmers use to feed their cattle. It's they put a round bale in there, and it stops the cattle from tromping it down. And you know, I thought, what a great idea. It's open at the bottom, so there's good drainage. It's galvanized steel, so it's not going to rust, and you put that in and it would last you actually a lifetime. So I'm going to be investigating that to see what the cost is, but in the meantime I'm probably going to do this one in wood, and because I like the size, and I want the pea stand for the peas to grow up against. So these 3 beds I am going to do in mustard seed, hot mustard seed first, to treat them. There was a little bit of fungus in there last year, and I don't like that, so we'll clear that up. Here is the garlic coming up. Very nice to see. Looks healthy. That'll certainly get me through a whole year. And as I say, I'll be putting the peas in before I start to take this bed apart. You see, I had to do a little repair last year. It was pretty rough on this side too. So now, these are my strawberries. And they survived the winter. And they seem to be coming up just nicely. Over there is my asparagus patch, and I transplanted a whole bunch of asparagus. I broke the roots up into smaller roots because they were huge, and I spread them around a little bit more so they're not kind of clumped up as much in the center here. Now I just thought I would show you this bed right here. Now this stuff is ashes from my wood stove, and that bucket over there I divided between this bed and my raspberry patch. I put this on because you get some essential minerals out of the wood ash, and of course there's always little bits of charcoal in here, and that makes an incredible filter as well. Now you don't want to overdo it. This is hardwood ash, and I don't know if you know, but that's where we get lye from. They soak this ash in water and then drain it off, and there you go, that's lye. So it is very alkaline, and you wouldn't want to be putting too much on your garden. I do this about every 2 years, about half a bucket of ash every 2 years, and you know, it hasn't damaged anything. And as I said, everything I've read tells me that this puts some minerals back into the ground. These are old-fashioned tips. So we used to do this all the time. This is where you got your food, good food from. And I'm hoping to keep those ideas alive. Now these two beds, I'll be getting into these a little later on, but I think I'm going to put my potatoes in here this year. I don't know if you remember, I had my potatoes last year in the large beds up by the greenhouse, and I like to rotate my potatoes and tomatoes around because they are prone to blight, both of them, and and also the potato bug. If you move them around, you don't seem to have such a problem. Now I had an interesting thing happen last year. Oh, look at that, my nettles have spread. Wow, I've got quite a crop of nettles this year. This is a stinging nettle, by the way, from Britain. But anyways, what I was going to say about my potato beds last year is because I wanted to put the hot mustard in before I planted, it was late, and it was a cold, wet June anyways. So I got the potatoes in around about first week of June, end of the first week of June, and you know what? I didn't get a single potato bug. Isn't that incredible? I think I'm going to do that again this year. I just completely missed the cycle for potato bugs. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe this is a plan. If you can reschedule your planting, and you know, I had the largest crop of potatoes I've ever had. I've still got potatoes to plant in the kitchen there, probably around about 3 or 4 pounds, 5 pounds. So I've eaten potatoes all winter out of my garden, and it's only now that I've had to switch over to more rice and those kind of grains for my main course. Anyway, that is about it for May the 2nd, a good garden update. And even though I'm a little concerned about frost, I am really enjoying this heat. This winter has been long, grey and drab. So I hope this finds you well, and I hope you're out in the garden getting your exercise, growing your food, and learning to love worms and nature. Okay, so this is Hound Dog Steve signing off. You have yourself a great week, and we will talk to you real soon. Bye now.